Hello, my name is W-Werno and I'm Virtual Business Assistant with KO Business Solutions. I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners, assisting them with document production in consistent look with the branding. I work with them, saving them time and allowing them to focus on activities that are directly having an effect on business revenue and business growth. So today we are going to talk about branding and application of the branding in document production, or more specifically with PowerPoint presentations through templates. So generally the key elements that are of super importance to ensure that are included in any presentation to your clients and prospect clients are logo, the color palette, which is determined by the logo, the images that need to be relevant to the audience. It's useful to have contact details, and it's very, very recommended to ensure style consistency, to ensure the client's focus on the presentation itself. So this is a quite plain looking slide, and the same information produced in a different way through a diagram. The way our mind works is we tend to register images much more efficiently than plain wording. So whenever we've got an opportunity in a presentation to produce a diagram to convey the information, the message we are trying to put across, it's best to do that. Now, the first element is the logo. Again, here is a very, very plain looking page with some information. Let's same information with the branding. We've got the logo, we've got the information, contact information, and we've got the listing of the bits that we want to convey to our clients. So same information, we've got consistency with logo, but this time we've got a little infographic, and that makes it a little bit easier on the eye for our audience. So what is logo about? It represents your company ID and values, makes you easily recognizable. So whether it's a report, whether it's a PowerPoint presentation, when it lands on someone's desk, they can immediately see who the information has been produced by, because of the strong color logo message and logo being clearly posted on the documentation. These should appear consistently on each slide, and the color palette of the presentation is determined by the logo. So no clashes, however a very nice subtle complementary color tone. That's what we're looking out for. So for example, my logo here is the scales with purpley bluey tones, and that's what we have reflected in the rest of the slide. So the next key element I would like to focus is the color palette and the images. So I mentioned the color palette being determined by a logo in the previous slide. Now let's talk about the images. Um, Images, we want them to be obviously relevant to the audience and the topic of the presentation, but we also want them to be in similar tones and to the logo colors and the presentation colors, which in PowerPoint can be easily adjusted. The slides need to be supporting and enhancing your message. And as I mentioned before, use of diagrams rather than extensive bullet points enhances the absorption of the information by the. So let's have a look at some specific examples. So let's say the topic of the presentation is collaboration. So the signpost picture is not necessarily relevant. It's relevant to the business environment. Collaboration, the little frogs, little fun picture, and with the right audience can bring sense of humor to the presentation. Collaboration, success, teamwork, that's a graphic, and then another way to convey the same message would be through the use of networking people. Now you can see I've repeated the same picture on the right hand side as well. It's in more contrasting colors to the background and overall tone of the presentation. So here it's a little bit ambiguous which one is better. It just depends on the overall mood you want to convey in your presentation. The next bit is the diagram, the cause and effect. We've got them first of all on the left hand side in the colors complementing or reflecting the logo, and on the right hand side we've got totally contrasting colors and color fonts which effectively make the message unclear and inconsistent. The colors are clashing colors, but they are too closely together, the font and the background, so that makes it quite difficult for the audience to read and focus. I think you can notice that. Let's have a look how the situation changes when we change the background of the slide to blue. Suddenly the colors that we used before, they in the diagram cause and effect, they sort of blend it into the presentation, so they are no longer visible. The colors on the right hand side are more visible this time, but still they don't quite blend in, so we've got quite this incoherent look effectively we've managed to create. We've got the big contrast on the success and the network pictures on the left hand side, which that they could be used. Now let's talk more about diagrams and versus standard bullet point lists. So on the right hand side we've got the standard bullet point list, which is readable but a little bit more difficult on the eye for the viewer, reader. And on the left hand side we've got stage 1, stage 2, with the options converted into an infographic, which more easily conveys the message to the audience. Now the next key element is the contact details. I would encourage you to publicize them on every slide. I incorporate them into the template so that at any point during the presentation the viewers could actually jot down the contact message, contact details, so they can get in touch with you to clarify any points in the presentation. A lot of times the information, contact information, is only included on the first page. Good, better than nothing, but so much better to incorporate it into the whole. Now we've got the same information here in the sort of color branding colors, but still quite a standard bullet point. Another to do about the bullet points themselves is that let's try to avoid putting more than 6 bullets to a slide, and those bullets shouldn't be too long, extensive in length. Maybe 2 lines is probably optimum. Sometimes you can get away with 3 lines on a bullet, but no more than that. Next element is the style consistency. Whatever the mood of the presentation, we want the audience to focus on the content. If we keep consistency in style, they can more easily focus on the content. Now, how is this achieved? Is through designed robust templates which incorporate the color palette for the slides, and the slides slide layouts are already pre-formatted, so the users can just apply styles from to any slides very easily within a seconds. And here we go, summary. So the key elements that we talked about are logo, color palette, images, contact details, and style consistency, which brings the presentation together into an easily digestible and conveyable message to the prospect. Now, the benefits of working from templates, robust templates, is save time. So it allows the users, whoever, focus on more productive elements of the work. More time can be spent focusing on the content, and the consistent presentation style will aid the audience to focus on that content. Once the robust templates are designed, reusing slides from other presentations makes it a faster job to reuse them and to make them part of the presentation that you are trying to put together.